Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Sean from Sean K Beauty, and I just want to say again a huge thank you to the many people that interact with me in my comments area and asking so many great questions. So from my last video, I talked about expired makeup and also the standard in which we are going to put in place when we bring makeup home, which is our good cosmetic home practices. And in that conversation that happened in the comments was, how do I know that the agent that I'm using is effective enough? Is the agent that I'm using effective enough? And why am I seeing so many beauty gurus the texture of their skin changing and becoming worse, and they're still piling on the makeup? So I'm going to try to answer those questions in this video. So if this is something you're interested in, just keep watching. Okay guys, so before we get started, I wanted to really put this out here. So before I go into makeup tutorials and really having a good time with this, the reason why we're doing these kind of videos first is because we're setting the foundation. We want to leap from a place of strength and do things differently so that we as the beauty community can really evolve. And given all of the faux pas that have been happening of late, we really want to put our best practices in place and consistently do it so that we can keep ourselves safe and free of bacteria. So that's the reason why we have these introductory videos first, because moving forward, we know what we have to do before we start putting on our makeup and enjoying the luxuries of cosmetics. So I'm going to start with bacteria and its physiology, the way it works and how it thrives, because if we do have a deeper understanding of that, we're going to be more adamant to effectively kill these organisms before they can cause major contamination from happening on our cosmetics. Buckle up, grab your popcorn. We're going to look at a diagram and I'm going to break it down as to why we need to use this particular agent to kill bacteria and to stop it in its tracks. So yeah, I'm taking everybody back to science class. All right, guys, so here's a diagram of Staphylococcus aureus, one of the infamous strains of bacteria that loves to infest our tools as well as our cosmetics. Now, I'm not going to make this description really complicated because I just want it to be simple enough that you guys get it and really want to zap them off the planet. All right, so bacteria is unicellular, meaning it is a one-celled organism. And the cell wall that you see on the outside protects bacteria from the environment, much like our skin does for us. It also helps bacteria to maintain its rigidity or shape. Now, inside is where it's interesting, because this is where it all happens for bacteria to thrive, and is the reason why I told you bacteria loves water. All of those proteins thrive at optimal performance when they are dissolved in water. They love water. Ribosomes allow for protein synthesis, and the plasmid that you see in the yellow circle to the bottom houses the genes that give bacteria its genetic advantage, which means that it makes it or allows it to become antibiotic resistant. So our goal then now becomes, how do I permeate this cell wall so that I can denature these proteins on the inside, meaning strip them away from water or moisture or functionality so that they are not replicating and contaminating my cosmetic products, because they replicate every 20 minutes by something called binary fission. So if you ever hear somebody speaking to that, more than likely they're talking about bacteria and its replication. So our goal is to disrupt this entire process, and we're going to talk about the agent that is going to do just that. Okay guys, so hopefully I was able to provide some clarity on the physiology of bacteria as well as, you know, how it works and seeing the cell structure. So let's go into the agent we want to use. So here's the kicker with bacteria. That cell wall I talked about, or the cell membrane, it is a lipid-based membrane. That means it's hydrophobic. It hates water. However, the proteins on the inside, though, they love water. So we need to have an agent that is effective enough to attract that cell wall, right? So having lipid properties, and it needs to have some sort of hydrophilic property too, water property. So that agent is going to be ethyl or isopropyl alcohol. Now, there's a ton of different concentrations. Recommended is 60 to 90%. Sometimes they can go all the way up to 99%. So how do you know which concentration to use was one of the questions. And your sweet spot is going to be 70% concentration in isopropyl alcohol. And the reason being is because that is effective enough to permeate the entire cell wall and denature the proteins on the inside. Now, why not a 91% concentration alcohol? Well, let's go into that. A 91% concentrated alcohol can actually kill some bacteria, but then there's some bacteria that will lay dormant. And when they lay dormant, the cell turns into a cell spore. And in that dormancy, it becomes cidal, meaning it becomes resistant to that concentration of alcohol, which 91% is a high concentration of alcohol. So what we want to do is we want to use a concentration that's going to just kind of completely permeate that cell wall, destroy it on contact, and then we're going to be good. The contact time in a 91% alcohol is going to be a lot longer, and that's the reason why that bacteria can convert to a cell spore, lay dormant, become cidal, and then when conditions become favorable again, it returns to its vegetative state. So hopefully, guys, this provides some clarity. So in the midst of me waiting for my iPad to charge, I ended up watching a video from Rich Lux, and it was about the Jaclyn Hill testing of her lipsticks. And a microbiologist came back with a positive find on the lid of the lipstick had yeast and mold, and then the samples were negative. Now, I kind of don't understand why that wouldn't be the case throughout the product. However, we know yeast and mold. Mold is really the physical manifestation of fungi. Okay, so that's what that is. So typically yeast and mold happen when something is sitting for a long period of time. However, I don't know if that is going to be conclusive enough for the powers that be. Just because that's only one test that's done. I know Jaclyn said that she had 5 labs testing her product, so we'll see what that's going to be. But anyway, guys, this is the reason why we really need to drive home the GCHP practice. And I ask you guys to really share this video as much as you can to all beauty gurus. When you're seeing beauty gurus' texture of their skin changing, if it's not hormonal, more times than not, it's from bacteria infestation on their brushes that's changing the texture of their skin. So this is the reason why we really need to have a practice of cleaning our brushes more frequently and not waiting months on end to do that. And this is the reason why we have to sanitize our products. And I would say on your powder-based products, I'm going to say this quickly because I don't want to take up too much of your time, your eyeshadows, powders, and that kind of thing, get a napkin, scrape that off, and then spray with your isopropyl alcohol. Do that with your lipsticks and everything else. I think this really drives home why we have to get back to basics before we can really start enjoying the luxuries of cosmetics. Please share this video. That's what I'm asking everybody to do. Please give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Any kind of questions, I'll be happy to answer. But if you're sharing this video, I ask that you please put hashtag GCHP because that's the only way change is going to come. Good cosmetic home practices is what we have to do. And we have to sanitize our cosmetics before they come into our home or our boudoir and we start using them. We don't want to cross-contaminate. If you have foundation that's in a pot, use a clean spatula, take it out, put it on a foundation plate that is also clean, and then put that product on your face, as opposed to you double dipping into product and contaminating product or cross-contaminating product. Even with skincare, if you're going to do your eyes, clean your hands, do under your eyes. Clean your hands, do your moisturizer. Hopefully I'm providing some value here, guys. Again, what I can say is, you know, the good that has come out of this is us doing our due diligence to make sure that we're putting in the best practices in our homes to keep ourselves safe. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one.